With so many Nintendo Switch games out there, it's easy to miss some hidden gems, especially with all the big releases recently. No worries though, I've got you covered for your next adventure. The best Switch games make the console awesome, but the underrated ones are where the real fun is. I've gone through the eShop and found some games that are totally worth playing. Whether you're into strategy, Metroidvania, or action, there's something here for you. If you like the video, please subscribe for more. Lost in Random is a game that really stands out. You play as Even, a girl in a world where a roll of the dice decides everything. Her sister gets a bad roll and is doomed, but Even's not having it. She sets out to save her, and along the way, a die follows her, influencing combat and the story. The characters are fun, the voice acting is top-notch, and the whole vibe is like Coraline or The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's heartwarming and spooky in just the right way. It's clear the game was made with a lot of love, and it's a shame it's so underrated. If you're looking for something fresh and unique on the Switch, definitely give Lost in Random a shot.
Incredible! Nothing to it, sis. Come on, let's get out of here.
Dorfromantik is a charming and addictive puzzle game that gives you a stack of hexagonal tiles to place together. Match corners with houses, forests, or fields to score points, building giant cities and sprawling landscapes. The challenge is to find the best combinations while keeping an eye on your slowly expanding board, ensuring you don't run out of tiles. Originally a hit on PC, this city-building puzzle game from German game design students made a quieter arrival on Switch. Many might think a tile-based game wouldn't be as fun with a controller, but Dorfromantik clears that hurdle effortlessly. It's perfect for handheld sessions, keeping you glued to the screen, always convinced you can create an even bigger and better board. The game's compelling nature and quiet release make it one of the most underrated Switch games. If you enjoy strategy and puzzle games, Dorfromantik is a must-try. At first, you may think Card Shark is a card game, but it's actually much better than that. It's a game about cheating at cards. As you can imagine, that isn't always easy, and Card Shark presents the different ways of cheating as a series of minigames that require patience and often some trial and error to master. Once you figure it out, there's genuine glee in every successful cheating attempt. Card Shark is well designed, both in mechanics and art. While it might not be a game you play repeatedly, there's currently nothing else like it. Its unique premise and engaging gameplay make it a standout title worth experiencing. Salt and Sanctuary is an awesome game where you play as a shipwrecked sailor navigating a mysterious island. There are tons of Metroidvanias on the Switch, but this one nails the Souls-like combat, something many try but few get right. The game's unexpectedly beautiful, with plenty to see and fight. Even though there's a sequel, Salt and Sacrifice, it doesn't always hit the same. The original's blend of exploration and tough battles makes it a standout. If you're into challenging atmospheric games, Salt and Sanctuary is definitely worth checking out. Oxenfree is an exceptional yet underrated Switch game, perfect for fans of narrative adventures. You play as Alex, a teenager on a weekend trip to an island with a military facility, her friends, and her stepbrother. The adventure takes a supernatural turn when the teens accidentally open a rift, unleashing ghosts on the island. The game is primarily choice-based, offering various dialogue options that range from teenage grumpiness to optimism, impacting the game's outcome. Oxenfree's focus on story rather than heavy gameplay might have led to it being overlooked, but the dialogue shines with fun writing and excellent voice acting. Its watercolor-esque visuals are unique, and the moody soundtrack by CNTFC is unforgettable. While it may not be as intense as the top horror games, Oxenfree delivers a fantastic teen horror experience with a gripping atmosphere.
Off the coast of Washington, and remains, to this day, the only submarine casualty in American waters. 85 officers, as well as 12 Army passengers, were lost.
If you love jazz, bright colors, and rhythm-based chaos, Ape Out is definitely worth checking out. This top-down, single-player beat-em-up is unlike anything else. You play as a gorilla trying to escape from gun-toting humans through unique mazes. The gameplay revolves around timing and rhythm, making each run feel fresh and exhilarating. The simple yet intense action is perfectly complemented by a dynamic jazz soundtrack that adapts to your moves, creating a thrilling experience. The minimalist art style also adds to the game's charm, proving that you don't need much to deliver a fantastic action game. It's the perfect pick for casual gamers looking for something different and engaging. Sunless Skies by Failbetter Games is a gem that shouldn't be overlooked, especially if you love a good story. As a sequel to Sunless Sea, it brings an even richer narrative experience and makes it easier for newcomers to dive in. You pilot a magical steam train through Albion, facing eldritch horrors, space's vastness, and the diverse people of fallen London. Your choices shape each encounter, making every playthrough unique. While the combat can get repetitive, it's thrilling and often unavoidable. Don't miss out on Sunless Skies. It's one of the most underrated games on Switch with a world like no other. Bad North is a beautifully animated Switch game that puts you in charge of a Viking army. You're surrounded on all sides, and you can see the entire island to plan your defense. The real-time strategy mechanics are simple, but can get challenging if you're not paying close attention to the island's layout, which are like 3D puzzles to figure out the best defense. It's surprising that this game is underrated because, honestly, who doesn't love Vikings? Maybe the minimalistic look turns some people off, but it's actually a huge part of the charm. The feeling of watching boats approach from the mist with the slow thud of drums in the background never gets old. It's a unique, immersive experience that keeps you coming back for more. The game perfectly balances simplicity and strategy, making it a must-play for anyone looking for a fresh take on the genre. Plus, the sense of satisfaction you get from successfully defending your island against waves of enemies is unbeatable. If you haven't checked out Bad North yet, you're missing out on a hidden gem that offers a lot of depth and replayability. Not many people dive into visual novels or Japanese games, so it's no surprise if 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim slipped under your radar. But man, this game was one of the biggest surprises of 2020. You get to follow the story of 13 different characters, each dealing with some seriously strange events like a talking cat at school. They all eventually come together, drift apart, and reunite across different time zones to discover they've been chosen to pilot mechs and save the world. This game is more than just a wild story, though. It's packed with moments that'll make you gasp, scratch your head, and cheer with every twist and turn. The narrative unfolds through conversations and context clues, but there are also some epic strategy mech battles. The Switch version even stepped up these battles, making them more challenging and enjoyable.
どうしたよ、しけた面して。時々ふっと感じちゃうんだ。不思議な違和感。
Dungeon of the Endless is a unique roguelike set in the Endless Space universe, which is pretty cool if you're familiar with those games. You start off in a crashed spaceship filled with prisoners, and your goal is to explore and secure each room. What's interesting is that when you enter a room, your heroes automatically fight any enemies inside. If they win, the room is yours to keep, but you also have to defend it from new enemies. It's a mix of battling, defending, and resource management, which keeps things fresh and challenging. The genre-blending gameplay is what makes Dungeon of the Endless stand out. The battles are tough, and losing characters is permanent, adding a real sense of urgency and strategy. There's always more at stake than just losing a character, which keeps you on your toes and thinking ahead. It's definitely not your typical roguelike. It demands a lot of planning and resource management. The game is getting a remake called Endless Dungeon, which I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully this new version will bring more attention to this underrated gem. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this top 10 list, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more awesome gaming content. Let me know in the comments which game is your favorite or if I missed any must-plays. See ya!